Hi everyone, I'm here as promised. Now, today is day 3 post COVID-19 vaccination. And just to remind you, I got the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine on the 22nd of this month, this March 2021, right? So, today, the swelling is going down. It is not as tender. If I'm touched on the hand, it doesn't feel as tender or discomforting as it was the previous days. So it's going down and it's much better than it was before. So, hurrah! Right? So I feel good. I'm anxiously awaiting my second dosage, which is going to be 10 weeks from now, right? So you have 10 to 12 weeks. Some persons get 8 weeks for their appointments. So whatever it is, I'm anxiously waiting for my next injection because I want this to be done and over with, right? Yeah, so I can see how it happens for me if I never catch another strain of COVID-19, or I get it, and depending on what the symptoms is gonna be like if I do get COVID-19 again. But as everyone has been saying, even though you are getting both your vaccines, you should still do protect yourself, because we're trying to achieve herd immunity. When you get herd immunity, majority of the people in the population is vaccinated against a particular virus, right? Or a communicable disease, right? So with herd immunity, it is hard for other persons to get it because majority of the people already has some kind of immunity, whether it's passive immunity that you get from the vaccination or active immunity that you get if you get the virus. Now, when at least 75% of the population gets these vaccines, then you will have some form of herd immunity for everyone, right? So I hope that with that said, we're going to have more people trying to get the vaccine, because we need to, get the ball going. We need to open the country back up. We need to start doing the things that we were doing in 2019. A lot of us are getting frustrated. I myself is getting very frustrated. I myself is getting very, very frustrated. I need to be able to travel. I need to be able to visit friends and family all over the country. I need to stop wearing that mask, right? I need to be able to, go where I want, do what I want to do. It's just so annoying to have to be remembering to have a mask on every time I step out of my house. It is so annoying to have to be remembering that, listen, I can't hug someone because I might catch COVID-19 and I might take it to my mom, right? I might pass it on to my patients, right? Because even though we try to do the 6 feet, it is hard to do 6 feet when you're a health worker, right? It is hard because I am a midwife. I have to do physical assessment for all my mothers, right? And it is impossible because my hands are not 6 feet tall, long, right? So therefore, I in no way can be 6 feet away from my patients at all time, right? So luckily, the government afford us Dopplers for the midwives that do have Dopplers. And we have digital blood pressure machines for the midwives that do have digital blood pressure machines. And let's talk about the other nurses as well, other category of nurses who may not have a digital blood pressure machine, who doesn't have a digital thermometer, who doesn't have an infrared thermometer, as a matter of fact, right? And so we have to be close to our patients. And we don't know if our patients are coming in and they're asymptomatic. And remember that even if you're asymptomatic, they can pass the virus on to us. It is harder that way because there's less droplets in the air, but because of contact, we don't know what is happening. This virus is mysterious. When I say it is mysterious, it's baffling everyone. And every day there's something new being learned about this virus. So the more you are able to protect yourself and your loved ones, you try and do that. And one of the best things that you can do is make sure that you're wearing your mask properly, right? The metal section of the mask or the plastic section of the mask is supposed to be over your nose. So let me show you. This is your surgical mask. This is what we call the surgical mask, right? This section here, if you notice, it's a little bit harder, right? This part is supposed to be over your nose, and you're supposed to have a little kink. If you leave it like that, it's going to be hard for you to talk when you're talking. So you're going to be talking and moving with the mask. And it's going to be hard for you to breathe in as well, right? And so you're going to always want to be pulling it below your nose. If you're wearing your mask below your nose, it makes sense you take your mask off because you're not protecting yourself and you look very ridiculous. So try to keep your mask above your nose and covering your mouth. That's the proper way to wear your mask, right? If you pinch it like this, it gives your mouth a little bit more space and it allows a little bit more air to pass through, and you are less uncomfortable when wearing your mask. Your mask, the bottom of your mask should not be all the way under your neck. It should be right below your chin. If you're pulling it too far under your neck, then of course it's going to be uncomfortable because it's right on your nose and your mouth, right? Another thing, when you're talking, right? So I'm going to give you a scenario. The other day I was in Kingston and there were two persons arguing about their car. Both men were wearing their masks and both men had their mask below their chin because they believe that if the mask is over the nose, they can't hear each other. They can't talk loud enough for the other person to hear. So of course they're arguing in each other's face and both their mask is below their nose. So, you know, if one had COVID-19, how would that go? So of course I was looking at them and like, no, this is crazy, right? So wear your mask properly, people. Sanitize. Try to social distance as much as possible. Let's get through this together. There's a lot of anti-vaxxers. If you're not willing to take your vaccine, fine. Just do all the necessary things that you need to do to prevent yourself from getting COVID-19. And even if you don't believe that COVID-19 is real, you can still do your due diligence and try to protect yourself and your family either way, because it's better to be safe than sorry, right? So we're not going to try to force you to believe anything because everyone is free to believe what they want to believe. We're not going to force you to say you need to come and take the vaccine. Everyone has their freedom to do what they want to do. Just try to be safe out there because there are a lot of persons who have the belief that COVID-19 doesn't exist. They're coming down with COVID-19. Some of them possibly died already. Some of them are possibly here struggling in the hospital just the same. But at the end of the day, if you do what you need to do, then everyone will be all right. And we need to all come out of these things. We can't keep sacrificing our old people, you know. We have to let them have a long life. And just to say that I believe that today at this health center where I work, we were able to vaccinate the oldest person to get the vaccine today in Jamaica. Now this person is 102 years old. I don't know if there's any other health centers who vaccinated anyone that age group today, or since we started our vaccination schedule. But this lady is 102 years old, and she was so valiant and strong. She was so proud, and she's independent. She didn't want anyone to help her. She did everything for herself. And she was telling us about some illness that she had to be vaccinated against from way back when. I mean, I've never heard of that illness, and I'm a midwife, believe me, and I've heard of a lot of illness because we have to vaccinate against a lot of them. And that they said is some kind of chicken illness. I think chicken has it, something where the sole of your feet gets sores. I don't remember the name of it, but we did that today. So thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful day. Now see you tomorrow where I update you, and if anything else strange is happening. Oh yeah, I just forgot to say that I felt a little lightheaded today, but it had nothing to do with the vaccine. It was more of me not getting enough fluid in my body for today. And it's one thing that happened to us health workers. We are encouraged now that these viruses are going around that we need to keep our body hydrated, we need to eat on time and all of that. But let me tell you, gone are the days when we could, in between seeing our patients, we could pop some water in our mouth and keep our body hydrated. But when you think that you don't want to go through so many masks while you're working, and you have to see all your patients, you try to drink as much water as you can before you start seeing your patients. So sometimes you really don't remember to get any water into your mouth before you see your patient. And then during that, you don't want to be taking off your mask every minute to get some water in your mouth. So sometimes it's way after how many hours in the afternoon that you actually get water in. So sometimes that happens to us. So for me today, that was probably my issue, because after I really downed a whole bottle of water, that's when I felt a little better, But I was assessed by my doctor here, and everything was okay. So I'm fine. Everything is going well. And I'll see you tomorrow again. All right? Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Who knows? Somebody else might need to have a little inspiration, right? Yay!